Democratic Party in America have about what, 11 or 12 candidates have a debate. So they talk about the numbers.
Politicians are always quick to always put the blame at the doorstep of the media, but we'll get to it. You talked about the fact that you wanted to be fourth, for instance, but I've seen the top three. Were you surprised at the rankings that at least you wanted to be fourth? Was this the particular ranking you were expecting in terms of the top three? Were you surprised at Alan Chemantin's performance, for instance?
I've been around politics for so long, from 1992 during the Dubois Hennings time, and that was the biggest shock I experienced, the loss to Rawlings in 1992. For me, I don't assume anything with politics. When you are going into a battle, of course, people do polls. I've never loved polls and given much value to them, but there's an election that was quite close to the poll I saw last week. You know, so at the end of the day, an election is only called when it is counted. When it is counted, that is the free expression of the people, the electorate. And for me, that is what it is.
Well, you've been at the helm of affairs of the party before. I've heard you talk about unity, really, from what you've seen in terms of the campaigning and where we are now and going into November 4. Will the party have a huge task, or will it be easy for the party to stay united and gather round for 2024 from what you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think we the aspirants, we know each other. I mean, I have had a call from Kwabena Agyei Agyepong last night, Alan Chemantin last night, and I put a call to the vice president this morning to congratulate him on his victory in the first round. And we know ourselves. I mean, Joe Date is my colleague in school from Infansipum. I know Adaini who I've known from a Dubois Hennings time. I think we should understand that all of us had a vision to lead our party and to serve our country, Ghana. But the decision rests in the bosom of the electorate, and they have decided, and we should respect their decision. That's what I love. So all of us, I want to see this party genuinely united, and that is why a lot of the venom, especially on party platforms, from the backers of various candidates, kind of intemperate language that is being used. Of course, in politics...
But it's coming from your colleagues. You've seen some of your colleagues. You've seen Kwabena Agyei Agyepong. You said you spoke to him. Did you tell him about that kind of language that he's employed?
I hadn't heard... I just saw the videos you're talking about today. I mean, yesterday, I just took it easy. I was at home after that. I just took it easy because it had happened already. So I haven't had a look at all those details. But I think I have someone who've always advised against that kind of language. There should be civility, there should be decorum, you know, and we should elevate the discourse. That's what I'm about. I believe in propriety. Let's do things right and inspire the generations unborn for them to aspire to be politicians like us.
Okay, in wrapping up with you, Mr. Kwabena Agyei Agyepong, so during the calls, I'm happy to hear that at least you've placed the call to the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Are you considering supporting him or throwing your weight behind any of the candidates for that matter?
I think it's important that we have 2 months left for the campaign. The party, the base of the party, the 200,000 people, they are going to elect. I respect their views. I mean, so for now, I'm taking a look, relaxing a bit, taking it easy and watching from the sidelines.
You haven't answered the question. You're not supporting any of the candidates?
I'm a candidate myself. Just I wasn't.
But you are out. You are out now. You are out.
So
you didn't make the cut.
When you are out, you remain out. That's what is important.
So you're staying on the fence. You're just going to be there. You're not supporting any of the candidates going into November 4.
I think they have all their teams already well sorted out. They are working, and there's no need to go and destabilize anything.
If they reach out, if any of the candidates reaches out.
So what is important is I am a servant of this political tradition. Eventually, the party would elect a leader. And once that leader is elected, I serve the party. If I have to serve it through the leader that the party elects, that is Kwabena Agyei Agyepong. I've been a party servant and a dedicated patriot of the MPP.
If you were to speak to Adaini Agyei Agyepong, what would you tell them to do in the interest of the party?
Look, I went into Infansipum. In Infansipum, we respect our seniors. She was my senior by many years. So it's not very easy to go and advise your senior.
Oh, really? Okay. But Adaini is not your senior. So if you were to advise, yes, he's your colleague engineer. So if you had to advise him, what would you say?
He's a few years my junior. So I could talk to him.
What would you tell him?
I think what Operanza has said is what it is. I mean, they have personal decisions to make. I mean, going forward, we all have seen the results. The results are clear. This evidence is there. So everybody's on cue. You advise yourself. In politics, you've got to be sometimes personal about what you want to do and take a decision for yourself and for the good of the party. And I think we should leave them moments of reflection, and then everybody takes a decision.
Okay, we're indeed grateful for your time. We wish you all the best, Mr. Kwabena Agyei Agyepong. Of course, we'll get to interact further, as always. Thank you so much, and we wish you all the best. So that's Kwabena Agyei Agyepong there interacting with us via Zoom, and Mr. Frederick Operanza is still with me in the studio, thankfully keeping me company. So let's talk about, you were addressing the issue about vote buying, and you insist that that's not the case, but you heard him also subsidies of a sort that's giving anytime, and you've been to the entire country. So how much in subsidies do you pay?
Let me say that my view on this matter is a very public matter. We have a certain culture in this country, and sometimes some of the things that put us in bad levels on the corruption perception index, it's also how we ourselves put information out. Can you go to any chief's palace without carrying a bottle of schnapps and an envelope in this country? Does that constitute bribery?
They don't vote, do they?
I'm just asking, but they vote. When you're going for general elections, we visit chiefs, and so am I bribing them or trying to influence their decision? No, it is what we do. See, in the US, for instance, when somebody is in public office, people go and lobby them to take decisions. Those lobbyists, they license them. They charge fees, they pay taxes. Now, if I'm in public office and somebody goes to talk to my friend or brother to come and lobby me to do something that will help the country